Today's question, I think, is a great question for Darren, being he is our GDPR guru. Darren, is GDPR something we need to be concerned about? If so, who should be involved?
That's a great question. And yes, so right away, you definitely need to be concerned about it, even though it is an EU regulation. I'll talk about why in just a second. In terms of who needs to be concerned about it, that's been a bit of a challenge for organizations. It's, where do they need to start? So really, you want to identify these 5 people generally in your business, or these 5 units. And, from a business executive people, they're the ones that need to get involved at a high level, the ones that need to identify risk within their company. So it'll trickle down from there, and they'll sort of really set the stage. Your finance managers that are assigned to meet the regulatory compliance requirements of GDPR, and there's a lot of them. There's 99 articles that you have to look at. So this just isn't about your general counsel taking a look at it. This has to be threaded throughout your organization, starting at the top all the way to the bottom. So your legal counsel they'll grapple with all the discovery around it, and what has to do with records retentions and things like that. Your IT directors managing all your software implementations, that's primarily where a lot of this stuff starts. Anything related to GRC projects across your organization, governance, risk, compliance, GRC. And marketing departments primarily, that's one of the primary places to start. They're the ones that, from an audit perspective, are probably going to be the ones that are targeted first. In general, they're sort of the focal point of where all personal data is used and manipulated and sent out for businesses to run for good reasons, 99% good reasons, and some for some not too good reasons, obviously. So I would say, though, that as you're going through this, make sure that you're not being myopic in terms of your own organization, and things like in the past where I've taken care of everything I need to take care of within my organization, so I'm good. But one of the things that people aren't understanding is that all the different partners that you have within your organization, your partner program, you have to look at them and make sure that they're compliant too. Because if you're a partner with them and you're sharing data, or you're working together on some kind of other engagement or marketing program, and there's a violation from your partner, you are culpable as well. So, and as we all know, the fines, they're extensive. They can be 20 million euros or 4% of your annual global turnover. So that's per offense, by the way. And it is real. I suggest you Google some of the companies that got hit with it. That I think it was Facebook. Was it Facebook or Microsoft? Facebook last year got hit with something like a $4 billion fine. It was just, and they decided to just pay it because they couldn't figure out a way to deal with it in time. They still had to deal with it, but they weren't able to deal with it in time. So definitely a very important issue, and those are the five areas or 5 business units that I would focus on when you're talking about GDPR.
Yeah, those are some pretty astounding numbers, Darren, with the fines and those risks, and you certainly have to be really careful out there, huh?
Yeah.
So what would be your key takeaway?
The key takeaway with all those groups is just remember, we talk about 99 articles. Get to know them. I've read them backwards and forwards in great detail. So there's a lot of things going on. It's not a very simple process to make sure that you have what I like to call audit resilience, which means if someone comes in, one of the auditors comes in and checks to see how things are going, you have to prove to them that you're at least making an effort. That's the first stage. So there's, whether it's consent or, legitimate interest, right to data subject area, personal data processor profiling, data subject, accountability. There's a whole myriad of areas that you have to look at. But the number one takeaway is really get your whole organization involved in it and understand your partner program.